What it do, comic bros? It's your boy, Super Duper Sean, and this is Power Comics, and I'm back with another story video. Today we talking about Cable, Love, and Chrome, issue number 1. Yo! Cable is back. He's always been one of my favorite X-Men characters. The offspring of Mr. Cyclops, the X-Men leader himself, Cable has really found his own niche as a time traveler, body-sliding menace. And this series does not disappoint. I will be following it. This is the first issue. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get it, man. The comic picks up in the future year, 3070 to be exact. Cable is strapped to a sentinel, but it is all a rule. See, Cable is looking for stolen time technology, and the idiots that think they captured Cable are about to find out the hard way when you mess with a telepathic, body-sliding soldier of time. He uses his telepathic abilities to make quick work of these flunky loser minions. Now he's on the hunt for the executioner. More flunkies come out the woodwork. Nothing my trusty assault rifle can't handle. Standard X pistol for people in the back. That's about 30 kills, and we haven't hit page 3 yet. More, feed me. The way Cable is running through these guys should be against the law. Quick power breakdown first. He's telepathic, self-explanatory, but he can body slide, which is teleporting in that current timeline. Time sliding means he can go to another timeline. Cable must protect the timeline. Losers are always trying to rewrite history, and messing with the timeline can have major consequences. At this very moment, the Surters evil group has rigged a bomb out of a Roxxon power core. As Cable makes his way to the bomb, he must fight through countless soldiers quickly. A flying villain pops up out of nowhere. Die, hypocrite! He yells. He also tells Cable telepathy does not work on him, and Cable tries to use it and gun him down, but it does not work. And this is where we learn the villain's name, Cicada. They exchange bullets, then Cable manages to football tackle Cicada, then UFC ground pound his face until his hand becomes hamburger meat. It's still not enough. He yells back at Cable, "I'm putting you down." Cable, beating, bloodied, and bruised. His opponent looks no better than him. They both show signs of a significant battle. Both believe in their cause. Cable gets the upper hand with a grab and yells, "Body slide!" Cicada says this isn't over, and the bomb time is sped up. Cable has not shut it off, and if it detonates, 1,000,000 lives will be lost. Cable grabs it and says, "We're gonna have to ditch it." He decides to time slide and drop it off at the edge of time itself, whatever that means. I really wish the writer would elaborate at this moment of the story. We're at a huge moment and it's totally vague about where the bomb goes at the edges of time itself. Like, what does that mean? Cable does say that's when my world went to shit. I think this is because he went so deep in the future, his mission changed. Or it could be because he was too late and his world has been blown up. I mean, the writer does not make it clear. A lot of his metal parts were damaged in that jump. The further he goes, the more difficult it is to get to the destination in one piece. The comic picks up at the hospital after the jump. This is where he landed, face to face with Avery Ryder, who in her own right is a female Cable. They have strong similarities. She doesn't say much in the beginning, but welcome to Salvation Bay and welcome to the Resistance. Avery tells Cable that the technovirus has affected damn near the whole city, and their main enemy is the Prime Conclave, This organization has done nothing but exploit the infected since the tragedy happened, rounded them up and put them in the slums, using them as their own personal army and forces of labor, paying them with a hit of Spark. Now, Spark slows the spread of the virus and keeps the pain at bay. Cable and Avery share each other's backstory. Cable telling her how he got infected. Avery opens up about how her sister died from the technovirus. The soldiers have a lot in common, and I think the writer does a great job at taking two characters and bonding them through pain, both stricken with a virus so deadly, yet their hearts so full of grace, strength. Her introduction changes the whole mood of the comic, from just an upbeat action comic, guns blazing, body dropping, to a more layered story of love, war, pain, and a poverty-stricken society. The two use this brief moment to connect, and for a minute, they understand each other, not only as soldiers, but as victims as well. Before they could dig deeper into each other's souls, Cable yells, "Hit the deck!" jumping and tackling Ryder. As if there was a goal line she was crossing to put points on the scoreboard. Thud! Their bodies and artillery smacked the ground as a hail of bullet showers began to rain. Synth traitors, the enemy screams. Our heroes find cover in a dark bunker to retrieve new weapons. Ryder wields a Tesla battle axe, and that's what she actually calls it, y'all. Cable grabs his trusty firearms. They gear up and head back to the battle. Sparks fly between the two in the heat of battle. I see why they call this Love in Chrome. Cable says he recognizes the soldiers from many different timelines. Cable carefully plans an ambush, having one of their own get caught on purpose to give the wrong coordinates to the Conclave. And once they arrive, he plans to ambush immediately, eliminating all threats. Boom! Explosion goes off, taking out multiple squads at a time. Cable and Ryder leap from the roof, their movements perfectly in sync, their weapons pointed at their enemies. If execution was a course, you're looking at two highly qualified professors. They push the pace, prep for flanking maneuvers. "Now cover my six," Ryder yells, swinging her axe to protect her people. Cable's AI says, "Isn't that your line?" He says, "Nah, but it's better when she says it, right?" The comic jumps to Cable being confronted by the enemy. They sentence him to die, then run over him in a flying tank. "Oh God, you killed him," Ryder says. But hey, how the hell do you run over someone in a flying tank? Like, how do you run somebody over if the vehicle is flying? I don't know. The hell if I know. Cable manages to survive the last encounter by ripping off the front of the tank before it could do major damage. He uses this time to surprise his enemies, using the thought of his death to gain high ground and hit them with some heavy artillery. All the Conclave can do is run. They yell, "Retreat!" before the disease consumes us all, as if they're running from the threat of sickness and not a true ass kicking. Ryder can't believe he is still alive. They exchange pleasantries. Cable happy to see her face, even more happy to assist the woman he has fallen in love with in her war. His translocator was broken in the jump, so he couldn't leave if he wanted to. But I have a feeling Cable, Ryder, and the Resistance have a lot more ground to cover, especially with high-level threats waiting in the mist. And with that, we see the villain from earlier in the story, Cicada, still alive, threatening to remove Cable from history. And that was the first issue of Cable Love in Chrome, and I have to say this was a fantastic first issue. It keeps you wanting more. Who is this Cicada villain? Who is this Cicada villain? Is Ryder really on the up and up? I've never seen Cable in love. It almost seems too good to be true. Where are they going with this? Is there heartbreak in the mist? Will Cable lead a faction of his own resistance? How long will Cable be stuck in this particular timeline? These questions have to get answered later on down the line. If I had to rate this comic, I will rate this comic a 8.5. The art was great and it kept me flipping page by page by page. I loved it. Cable Loving Chrome was written by David P. Post and the artist is Mike Henderson. Dope, dope, dope. I'm your boy, Super Duper Deuces.